Good morning. Time to make the coffee. Today's flavor is mocha. It's from Aldi's. I don't think I've ever tasted it. I bought it for my grandson because he likes mocha, but yeah, I can't remember if I like it or not. Anyway, I'm sure I like it. I hardly ever met a coffee I didn't like. So today's high is going to be 66 degrees. It's cloudy and there's potential for rain for the next 3 days. So yesterday was just a gorgeous day. Perfect day for going down to Amish country. And apparently everybody else thought so too because, oh my gosh, so many people, so much traffic. I mean, it's like a one-lane highway that goes through most of these towns, and the traffic was just backed up for a couple miles. So, but we had fun anyway. We bought a lot of good food and looked around at the shops. They had so much stuff. It was unbelievable. And so expensive. I mean, it was through the roof expensive. You could hardly afford to buy anything. But it was fun to look at it all, and I always love to go into the shops and some of the bigger places and see how they're decorated. And, you know, of course, they have their fall decor out, they have their Christmas decor out, and they have some really cool things. But I didn't buy any gnomes, yay me. And I think I'm pretty much full on the gnomes, but I still love them. But no, I didn't buy any of that stuff. I bought mostly some cheeses and bakery, and I did buy a wax warmer, which is nice. It'll look nice in the living room, nice warm orangey light. So that'll be nice and cozy for the fall and the winter months. But other than that, yeah, we had a really good time. And I always enjoy hanging out with any of my family. It's always nice. So coffee's taking a little longer because I forgot to turn it on before I started the video. And the dogs are outside and they're barking at something. I don't know, a squirrel or a rabbit. I mean, my backyard is pretty private, but they always find something to bark about. So, oh well. They're dogs. That's what they're supposed to do. Oh, and here they come. Well, at least one of them. My little one. They had such cute puppies at Amish country. They were just adorable. A lot of the Amish are not noted for being the best with raising dogs. There's a lot of puppy mills in Ohio, and most of them are owned by Amish people. So to them it's a business, I guess, but you have to be kind of careful when you buy a dog down there that you get a healthy one. So, you know, that's sad but true. So, but, you know, there's so many animals in shelters, you know, if you're considering buying a dog. I mean, even purebred dogs, people buy them and then, you know, it's like, oh no, this isn't what I thought it was. And I don't know if you remember, during the pandemic, all the shelters were empty, and now they're all full again. So, you know, a lot of people thought it was a good idea. They had nothing better to do than to get a pet during the pandemic, and then, you know, it's like, well, no, gonna get rid of them. So that's very sad, but what are you gonna do? People will be people. So, all right, let's give this coffee a taste. Cheers. Very mocha-y. Needs a little bit more chocolate creamer. Yeah, so some of the bakery down there, it is so fresh. The same with the My daughter buys lunch meat when she goes down there, and everything is very fresh. The cheeses, the lunch meat. But that's what they specialize in is food and woodworking. I'm talking about the Amish now. Food and woodworking. They make beautiful furniture out of solid wood. And there's places down there where you can custom order things. So they're very industrious people, the Amish. But when you're going home around dinner time, they're all going home in their buggies and on their bikes. And like I said, it's one highway through most of these towns, and it can be very dangerous. I don't know. I don't think I'd want to travel that way in this day and age. But the horses are beautiful. So, but anyway, all right, enough chatter. I will meet you over there at the budget book. Okay, back at the budget book. So, of course, yesterday I did spend money since we went to Amish country, and they have so many nice things there, but I did try and restrain myself from buying any more gnomes or tchotchkes or anything like that, except for the wax warmer, and everything else I bought is edible and won't be laying around the house collecting dust. So, yeah, it was well worth going down there. It was fun. My daughter had a nice birthday. And that's what it's all about. So we may go down there one more time. I don't know. My ex-husband, her dad wants to go down there. So I don't know. I may tag along just to see the fall leaves. And I don't know. We'll see. See what's going on, because I have a lot of appointments coming up the next couple weeks, which doesn't make me happy, but needs to be done. There's doctor's appointments for me and my mom, and I want to take the 3 dogs to get groomed, because that's something that I really can't do anymore. They all need their nails cut, and Chloe's just too big for me to lift into a tub, and trimming them is a big ordeal, so I'll just leave it to the professionals. And I usually have them groomed every 3 or 4 months. I actually like them shaggy. Well, Chloe never gets shaggy, but I like the way they look when they're all shaggy. But, you know, their fur gets matted and tangled, so I need to take care of that business. So that'll be coming up next week. So, and then I have tests left over from my Medicare exam, things that I want to have checked out. So, but so far everything's fine. My labs look good. Cholesterol's a little high, but well, what are you going to do? You know, as you get older, something's going to pop up that isn't 100% anymore. But you know, I'm fine with that, other than my stomach issues and all that. But it's something that I'm learning to live with. So, you know, as we get older, I still consider myself lucky that I don't have a lot of other problems. So that's my budget for today. Not doing too bad. It's 5 and 4, spend and no spend. And like I said, with my budget book, I get a red X for every penny that I spend that's discretionary spending. So it keeps me in line. I have to think about things that I really want to get. Do I really want to get that? Because I don't want a red X. It's funny. It's like getting a bad mark in school. You don't want that. So anyway, all right, well, that's all I have to say on my budget book. I spent money on food and a wax warmer yesterday. And that was it. But I had planned to spend money, so there you go. That's it for my budget book chat for today. Right, well, I'm going to be going to my daughter's in a little bit. They're having a clam bake over there at her house. And I won't eat the clams, of course, but there'll be other good things to eat. So I just got this from Amazon today. I ordered this a few days ago, and it's vegan broth ham base. And it's by Orrington Farms. It's pretty good. I mean, this makes a great bean soup, or, you know, it kind of reminds me of fall a little bit. Plus, I can also use this to season up some seitan. If I want a ham-like flavor in a luncheon loaf or something like that, I can use this for that too. And it makes 28 cups. It's gluten-free, vegan. So I got 3 of them because it came in a pack of 3, and that was the cheapest way to buy it. So that's what I got. So I just wanted to read an inspirational quote because it kind of hit home with me today when I read this. And it goes, "Nothing will ever be attempted if all possible objections must first be overcome." And I do that a lot. You know, it's like, well, I have to do this first, or I have to do that first before I can actually get to what I want to do. And it just kind of snowballs like that. And that way, I mean, it's not like I'm not doing anything, but I'm not getting to the project that I actually want to get to and accomplish, and it's very frustrating. So, yeah, I have to overcome my own obstacles. I do it to myself, of course. But, so I think what helps me is just to say, okay, I'm not even going to look at that over there that I should be doing before I get to this. I'm just going to go and just start on whatever the project is. And I do that a lot, too, with pleasant things that I want to get done. It's like, no, you can't do that until you wash the floor or until you clean the bathroom or whatever it is I come up with. So then I never get to the real project that I want to do, whether that's, you know, making a wreath for the door, or, you know, or painting a painting, and I do it all the time. So I don't know, do you guys find that happens to you too? Maybe it's because I have a lot to do after my mouse fiasco. It's overwhelming. I mean, I never had a problem keeping up before. Even though I know I have a lot of stuff. I'm kind of a maximalist, and that's fine. No shame in that. But everything was always organized and clean and neat. And, you know, now everything is torn apart, and it's really hard to get back there. So, but I don't want to resort to minimalism either. Not that there's anything wrong with that. And you know, just get rid of everything. Throw everything out. You know, you don't need this, you don't need that. Yesterday, especially when I was in Amish country and I was looking at a lot of the things, and it's almost like you get sticker shock because, you know, it's like, oh, I have one of those. And, you know, I could get rid of it, but then I look at the price. And it's like, I couldn't afford to rebuy that. There's no way. So, yeah, I'm not real quick anymore on getting rid of things. I've gotten rid of a ton of things. A ton. But the first time was, of course, when I moved from my first house into my second house. And then it was, I got rid of a lot of stuff when I moved from that house into this house. So over the years, I've gotten rid of a lot of things. But I've gathered things too. So, I'm not going to kid myself. Sometimes as you age, some things don't serve you well anymore, so you have to get something that works a little better for you. So anyway, that's what I've been doing, but yeah, it definitely, it's almost like you put your own obstacles in the way, and you don't feel like you're making progress. You might be making progress in a different area than what you originally wanted to, but you feel like you're not making progress because it's not really what you wanted to do, if that makes sense. So today I've kind of been working on just straightening things out, making order in the kitchen from the Amish trip. This morning everything was all over the place. So that's kind of all cleaned up now, but I still have to get my buckets out and put my mousetrap lids on top because I'm trying to keep ahead of that. The mice are gone. When the exterminator came, there weren't any dead mice or anything. So, but I want to make sure that if they start coming in again, that I'm going to be ahead of the game. So I'm going to put one in the garage, one in the basement, actually two in the basement because there's a bedroom storage room down there and also in the main area of the basement. So I'm going to do that. But my problem is I can't get the buckets apart. And I know there's YouTube tutorials online that show you how to get the buckets apart, but they kind of form a suction, and I have, a stack of them, and they kind of have a suction in between that you have to release the air in there, and then they come apart. So I have to do that, but I'll do that when I start cleaning the garage in a week or so. Today I went out in the garden and assessed what's still out there. Next week is going to be cold. I didn't see where it was supposed to frost, but yeah, I pulled out a couple more plants. I put my mushrooms that I was growing that weren't doing anything. They were pretty much dormant. So I thought, I'm just putting them outside, and I stuck them in one of the empty planter boxes, and we'll see. Maybe I'll get some mushrooms, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll get some next year, because I do plan on adding new dirt to that particular planter, so we'll see. But I didn't want them in the kitchen anymore, or in the laundry room anymore. They were starting to draw fruit flies, and who wants that? I don't want to deal with those too. All the nasty little critters that invade your house, it's it's pretty daunting. So anyway, yeah, I don't know who all is going to my daughter's. It'll be some family and some of her friends, and I guess it'll be the usual crowd. So that's always nice. And like I said, my daughter lives like 5 minutes from me. So even if I have to drive home in the dark, it's not a big deal. Because I have a hard time seeing at night anymore on the road. And I just don't feel safe if I'm going long distances. And I try not to outrun my headlights. But, you can't dawdle along either when everybody's going 60, 70 miles an hour. You can't go 40 because then you're going to cause an accident because you're going too slow. So when I go anywhere, I pretty much program my phone's GPS to take me the back roads. It's much more relaxing. It's more pleasant. I like the scenery much better. I don't like to drive on the highway anymore. That's not my cup of tea. So when I worked as a corporate nurse, I was always on the road. I was always on the highway. I would drive to Cincinnati every week and stay there and then drive home. And this went on for a few months. And I'm just so glad I don't have to do all that anymore. So, you know, of course, I don't have the income that I used to have back then, but it's okay. To me, that's a fair trade-off. So, anyway, I just wanted to talk about that little quote, and I didn't say who said that. So let me look. Samuel Johnson said that. So, Norman Vaughn said, dream big and dare to fail. Yeah, don't be afraid to fail. So what? You know, I mean, as long as nobody gets hurt, and at worst it might be embarrassing to you, but don't quit. Just keep going. It's like, well, okay, I didn't do so well there, but I can improve. And I think pretty much no matter what you do, you can always improve. At least that's what I think. So, okay, my friends, I'll be back in a little bit, and I don't know what else I'm going to do. I'm not going to do any more outside. Looks like it's going to rain. We have rain in the forecast, but that's okay. It was pleasant out there, though, when I was cleaning up the yard. And I'll just be glad to put that whole thing to bed for this year. I did so much work out there this year. I think I kind of burned myself out a little bit. But hopefully next year will be a whole lot easier. So, all right, well, I'll be back later.
All right.
Hi, Mia.
The dog caught on me. She's seeing the state. She's not leaving the state.
What are you talking about? Some people do.
No, there's nobody.
Top of the roof. It doesn't work. It's gonna taste like shit.
That must have moved.
My friends, that's all I have for you today. I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. God bless you. And I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. It helps my channel grow. Don't forget to share. And thanks for watching.